Hello everyone, this is Genesis chapter 2 summary review. Genesis chapter 2 has very important information regarding Sabbath. You can check other references about that. It's the day that God blessed. He rested from all his work. It doesn't mean that he stopped working altogether. In this specific context, it's referring to the creation account. Verses 4 through 25 is about Adam and Eve. At the end of the chapter, it talks about marriage. The Sabbath. The word itself means rest, but it is a special word because it says my Sabbaths in different places in the Bible. If you look at Leviticus and Ezekiel, God refers the Sabbath as his Sabbath. So it's something special about it. And it's the seventh day. And other references are like this, so please take a look at it. It's part of the commandments, and different ways of looking at this special day is very important for our spiritual life as well. Starting from verse 7, the Lord God formed a man of dust from the ground. So formed here, the meaning of the word is very important as well because it means to form, to mold or fashion. It's a technical potter's word, meaning you're making something with a material. There's something you can use to form something, fashion something. Of course, it can be used as to produce or create, but this is different word from bara, which is featured in Genesis 1:1. So let's take a look at this one. Formed meaning fashioning, molding something with a material. But verse 1 from chapter 1 says God created. That creation account is from a different word, bara, to bring something into existence. Ex nihilo means out of nothing. Verses 15 through 17, the Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and keep it. That means the work itself is God's commission for us. So a lot of people think that work is curse, but it's not the case. We are supposed to work for God ultimately. And God commanded this, you may surely eat of every tree of the garden, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat. Because in the day that you eat of it, you shall surely die. He said, we may eat everything in the garden. What does it include? If you look at verse 9, the tree of life was in the midst of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. So the tree of life was in the middle of the garden with the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. It's a trivia question, but why did they not bother to look at this one and instead they took this one? It was forbidden by God. Well, we never know. We have to ask God when we get there. And verses 24 and 25, it's about marriage. Therefore, a man shall leave his father and his mother and hold fast to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. And the man and his wife were both naked and were not ashamed. This exact verse, the first part of the verse, was used by Jesus when he was asked about divorce. And he said this, he explained farther. So they are no longer two, but one flesh. What therefore God has joined together, let not man separate. So this one is a topic that we need to discuss more and study deeper in terms of marriage. But the bottom line is, the principle wise, Husband and wife are one, and you cannot separate them because God put them together. So the first institution God established on this earth was marriage. It was not church, but marriage, home, or family. All right, Genesis 2, it covered Sabbath, Adam and Eve, God's commandment. And we have to see this. There's an order of creation and rest, which has connection with Sabbath. And work is God's blessing. In many different places in the New Testament that we have to work. And when we work, it's not about working for someone else. We have to do it as if we are doing for the glory of God. Also, God's commandment, whether it's positive or negative, that commandment keeps us in the right place. So enjoy the Bible study and read the Genesis with us. And please get to know God more so you can walk with Him in the light and He can lead you to the right place. May God bless you and happy Bible study, everyone.